Imagine this. A promising student's entire future is about to go up in flames. The evidence? It seems absolutely overwhelming, pointing to one person and one person only. But here's the thing about the world we live in. Everyone leaves a trace, a kind of digital story of where we've been and what we've done. Today, we're diving into a case where that very digital shadow held the key to finding the truth.
And it all kicked off with this, a frantic late-night call. You've got a young lawyer, Magnus Thorne, who just knows his case is sinking, and sinking fast. He reaches out to a digital forensics expert with this one desperate plea, basically hoping to find a single needle of truth in a massive digital haystack. So who's at the center of all this? A guy named Ethan Vance. We're talking a scholarship student, captain of the university debate team, a guy with a super bright future. But one night out on Austin's chaotic 6th Street during spring break changes everything. Suddenly, he's accused of assault and robbery. The problem, he has no memory of any of it. But the evidence against him, well, it's really starting to pile up. And when I say the odds were stacked against him, I mean it. You've got multiple people pointing him out. He gets identified in a formal police lineup. And then, the real kicker, a bystander snapped a photo of the suspect running away, and the guy in the picture looks almost exactly like Ethan. I mean, to the police, this thing looked like a total open and shut case. With all the physical evidence looking so damning, Ethan's lawyer decides to turn to the one place that might hold a truly unbiased story of that night, his smartphone. You know, in our world, these devices are practically attached to us. They create this digital shadow that follows us everywhere. The hope was that maybe, just maybe, this shadow could tell a totally different story. So how in the world do you even start digging through a digital shadow? Well, the team at Exhibit A Computer Forensics kicked off this super meticulous process. First, they make a perfect copy of everything on Ethan's phone, every text, every location ping, every connection. Then they use this incredible software to turn that mountain of raw data into a precise second-by-second timeline of his entire night. Okay, but here's the first major twist. The initial data they pulled, it wasn't the clean alibi they were hoping for. Not even close. In fact, it confirmed that Ethan was exactly where the crime happened, right there on 6th Street, in the middle of all the chaos. It really looks like the phone was just going to tighten the net around him even more.
So, with the phone data looking like a total dead end, the defense team turned their attention back to the single most powerful piece of evidence the prosecution had, that blurry photo. It seemed to seal Ethan's fate. But the forensics team, they decided to look at this photo not as a conclusion, but as a clue that was just waiting to be solved.
And this, right here, is where the entire case just flips on its head. What if the photo wasn't just an image? What if it was a container holding its own secret data? What if the very thing that was condemning Ethan actually held the secret to his innocence? The answer is in something called EXIF metadata. Now, just think of it like a hidden digital fingerprint that's embedded inside every single photo you take. It secretly records all this information most of us never even see. The exact time, down to the second, the precise GPS coordinates, and even details about the camera that took it. And when the team analyzed that photo's metadata, bam, they hit the jackpot. Two absolutely critical pieces of information popped out. The picture was taken at exactly 1:17 in the morning, and the GPS data pinpointed its location to a very specific alleyway. For the first time, they had a concrete time and place for the crime. So now they had it. Hard data, straight from the prosecution's own evidence. Now the team could do a direct comparison. They could take the precise timeline from the photo and lay it right over the super detailed second-by-second timeline they'd already built from Ethan's phone. This was it. This was the moment of truth. And the results were, well, they were astounding. At 1:17 a.m., the exact moment that photo was taken, Ethan's phone wasn't just somewhere else. It was a full 3 blocks east of the crime scene, inside a bar called The Green Door. The cell data, the Wi-Fi logs, the GPS, they all told the exact same story. It was impossible. He couldn't have been in 2 places at once. And get this, he wasn't just passively in the bar's location. The phone's data showed a flurry of activity right around 1:17 a.m. We're talking sending texts, making a social media post, being securely connected to the bar's Wi-Fi network. This wasn't just location data, this was proof of life. Proof he was physically there, holding his device, using it. But there was one more piece to the puzzle, the final knockout blow. The suspect in that blurry photo, he was wearing a dark shirt. So the team starts digging through Ethan's own camera roll from that night, and they find time-stamped photos of him, and in every single one, he's wearing this loud, bright yellow Hawaiian-print shirt. It was impossible to mistake. The digital evidence didn't just put him in a different place, it proved he was a visually different person. So when you put all of that together, this mountain of objective, irrefutable digital proof, what happens? The prosecution's case just completely collapsed. It just evaporated. The GPS logs, the Wi-Fi timestamps, the clear photos, it was all undeniable. The charges were dropped. Ethan Vance was completely, unequivocally exonerated. I mean, this case is just such a powerful example of how the technology we carry with us every single day can act as a totally impartial witness. It's a huge reminder that in a world full of conflicting stories and faulty memories, objective data can often show us the clearest path to the truth. There's this quote from the source material that just perfectly captures the incredible turnaround in Ethan's case. His own digital shadow, the thing that at first seemed to condemn him, ultimately set him free. His digital footprint didn't trap him. It liberated him. So this whole story leaves us with a few really big takeaways. First, the science of digital forensics is incredibly powerful. Second, our own devices can create alibis that are way more reliable than human memory. Third, that hidden data, that metadata, is critically important. And finally, objective digital proof can completely overturn what looks like a sure thing. And that really leaves us with one final thought to chew on. Every one of us, we all carry these devices and we're all casting a digital shadow with every tap, every swipe, and every step we take. It kind of makes you wonder, right? If it ever came down to it, what story is your shadow telling?